Awesome. Louis, you're next.
Yep. Mine's also gonna be quick. I did not work at much of CSS. I started working in the back end most of the time because I wanted to get the hard stuff out of the way. But so my website is called Music Room, and it's basically like a Zoom-like website where people can just join a room and just hear music and just chill out, you know. But so one of my models is obviously like the sign up page and stuff. It works. I already signed up. I just gotta sign in.
Could you make the font a little bigger?
The what?
Can you make the screen a little bigger? Or can you zoom in?
Come in. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. Actually, let me show that. If you don't have a Fig to Gmail, I don't think I have one like that. And it just run the past, so it will not work. Oh wow. I guess I didn't do that. Oh wow. I swear it was just working a minute ago. So yeah, so once you sign in, I didn't, like I said, I didn't work that much in the front end. Right now, I just got like it's just once you sign in, it shows your email.
Mhm.
And so far, once you signed in, it's supposed to redirect you to the create room page. So this is where you will create a room and stuff. And if you can see on the console, so if you were to create a room, plain pause, it will give you like the ID number and your code. That will generate like a random code for you, and then your host name and stuff. And if you wanted to update your room, you just literally go back to this page and update it, say what's required to skip a song and create a room, and it will literally update. So it will be false. You cannot, the guest cannot pause, and it changes that skip to 5. And what else I use is, so far what else I've done is this is supposed to be the actual room. So you paste in your actually code. It's supposed to go in the URL, but I didn't get like a lot of stuff done in the front end. I didn't connect everything together. But it's supposed to be the room, and it's supposed to give the information, and this is actually the room that you're supposed to, but I didn't get to that part. And my other API was my 2 APIs I was going to use was going to be a Spotify API and to hear the music, and I was going to use this because I was gonna, once you create your profile, it's going to be, you could make as an icons like your profile picture, something like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's so far what I got done.
Awesome. What are you using for your models so far?
I'm using Django Rust framework, and my models are it's the app user and also the room.
Mhm.
The when you create the room, that's also a model as well.
Awesome. All right. Thank
But
you. Any questions for Louis? No. Thank you so much. Jason?
All right, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and share here. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Mhm.
All right, so I created a e-commerce. It's called Valdivian. So like the Amazon, Valdivian is also a rainforest. That couldn't come up with a better name. So right now the homepage is just mapping through cards, which is pulling information from my products model. was going to make it more of like a Christmas theme because I thought we were presenting for some reason before Christmas. So I changed everything and I got some Legos because I'm kind of a Star Wars nerd, and kind of just changed all my products to fit that theme. So right now on the home page, I can click on a product, gives me kind of a a price. Currently right now, this Darth Vader helmet is out of stock, so I can't add that to my cart. Gives me a description. I want to incorporate some kind of a reviews or rating so that people can add comments to the products that they purchased and leave a review. So that'll be something that I generate in the future. So since this is out of stock, I can continue shopping. It brings me back out to the home page. Click on the Mandalorian. It gives me the same information. I can add it to. Right now, I can actually delete it since it's out. Updates, nothing. I'll go ahead and add it again. This right here is pulling from my products model as well, which is only listing the number of Mandalorian helmets I have in stock right now. So I have 10. I use this, which is a React bootstrap. I think it's a message. So when you hover it over, it just said, leave you a message. So if I have a cart that totals over $100, it's free shipping. So I'll just kind of show that here in a minute. But I can proceed to checkout, but since I'm not signed in, it redirects me to sign in. So I think I have Steve here. So I go back to my cart, proceed, can enter an address. Right now, the only API that I'm using is a PayPal. In the future, I think running something like an Apple Pay API to select a different method of payment. So right now, we just continue. So it kind of gives us a brief description. So right now it has the shipping using PayPal. I've got this, got a shipping of $10. If I wanted to increase that, come back here. I'd also like to have it to where it stores the address once they enter it into like local storage, so they don't have to refill this out. If they go back, that is. So right now the shipping it's over $100. Can place the order. This is where we have the PayPal. So right now it's showing that it's not delivered and not paid. All right, so here comes a moment of truth. This is kind of finicky for me. So once I click on it, I have to go. Right now I'm just using the PayPal sandbox. So just playing with some fake money here. All right, so again, this is just the sandbox. Although, this is just what the API, I guess the default information right here, because as we can see in here, this definitely in Mesa, not in San Jose. All right, so right now shows that I've paid. I can go into my profile. It lists my orders, and when I paid, I can see the details to see if it's been delivered. One of the other things that you can do from your profile page is you can update. So right now it's just showing Steve is logged in. So if I update, like my name, email, password, save, update, we have that right there. Steve is updated. So just change that back really quick. Update. All right, and then so that's the user side. I'm gonna log out here, and right now I'm using browser router. So right now my repath isn't working. So if I try and click anywhere outside of here and refresh, it's going to give me an error. So right now I'm just going to refresh that from here and work on that. So I'm just going to log in under me right now. So you can also register as well. but I'm going to log in under me. So right now I am considered a is staff. So in my backend, so I was able to make it work to where when I log in, I created a super user and allowing me to be is admin true. So right here, you can see my profile. I don't have any orders, but I too can shop just like every regular user. But I have some added functions. So right now I can go in here and see that Steve made that order. It's paid, it's not delivered. From here, I have Steve's information, order 65, this right here. I can send him an email once, I've actually sent it. The PayPal API or the PayPal dashboard also has a method which you can create shipping labels automatically. Haven't incorporated that yet, but that's something I would like to do. And then once I've packaged it, sent it, I can mark it as delivered, and it shows delivered. So the other thing is this is how I would, add products to the site itself. So right now we've seen that the Darth Vader was out of stock, so I can add stock. So if I go back in, just show it in stock, and there's 10. And then I can create brand new. So right now in my backend product model, I have a default image. So once I hit that create, I just come over here and it loads that sample image. I can edit that and add, this is where I had a lot of issues on this as well, but I did use the form control image right here where you can actually add an image. So we'll just add that Dark Trooper, and we'll say this is 110, 95. I have 11 in stock, and then we'll just say test. Update that, and I can come back out here and see I have 2, but one is just the sample kind of to show the difference right here, and it is in stock. And I said there was 11 is showing. So yeah, I believe that is everything for my app. I'll go in to my code here, my models.
This looks great.
So right now, another thing that I wanted to do with the app, so on the home page, obviously, once you start getting a lot of products, you're going to want to have some kind of a search where you can search for inventory, maybe some pagination down here. So you're only listing your first 10 items, and then you can click to the next page to show the next 10 items, and kind of incorporate something that Amazon uses with their product algorithms. So, stuff that's listed as the highest rated or most commented will show first. So even if you search for a specific product, it will give you, it may list the product that you're actually looking for specifically, but it's also going to show higher rated items first. But in my backend models, so I have I'm using the products model. Reviews I'm not using yet. Orders, so that's just basically showing you all your orders. And then this right here, I'm not really using it as well, but this is all the items that were ordered. The shipping address to kind of store that in the back end. But yeah.
Awesome. How was it using the PayPal API? Was it difficult to use?
No, so it wasn't difficult at all. You just create that sandbox account. It shows you exactly what API to call, and then you just basically paste your information to the end of it, and it will pull from your account. So yeah, nice. That's just the sandbox, but I haven't figured out how to convert it to the live side yet. So if I did want to push this out and actually deploy it, You know, obviously I wouldn't want to be using the sandbox money. But yes, it does, it went very quickly, and there's a lot of information on YouTube on how to actually do it.
Awesome. Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This looks great. Any questions for Jason?
Can I ask how you ended up uploading your own images? I
Jason?
think you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, so Ben helped me on that one. He was actually my moral support. So I basically used an OS path on that. So it will directly, once I upload an image, it saves it into my static files. One issue that I ran in with that is, you know, once the React rebuilds itself, it deletes it. So you're going to have to, I think I have a media file. So I'm using it just basically, instead of going to, once it uploads the image, it'll go into a media file, and then it will pull from that media file to list the document. But again, the issue that I'm running into, once I use repath and refresh, the image disappears. So it'll list everything else but the image. So I don't think I did it correct. It's working right now because I don't have repath. So if I go into like browser router, which I don't want to do, but if I use that, maybe it'll work.
Yeah, hash router might fix it. Yeah.
But I
Awesome.
can send you some links, Lily, for where I viewed on how to do it.
Thank you. I would appreciate that.
Awesome. Anything else? All right. Eric Cho, you're next.
Okay. So what I have is I made a Pokemon encounter sim. Basically, I don't know how many people played like the super old school original Pokemon games on Game Boy, like Pokemon Blue and Red. But basically I tried to simulate a Pokemon battle that was just like those games in the old days. My kids are like really into Pokemon right now. I'm like, oh, in my day, this is what Pokemon looked like. But yeah, the app requires the user new account login for the requirements. And the user will be assigned a starter Pokemon that follows ancient lore, the Pikachu. At first, the user's Pokemon roster only contains your starter Pokemon, but the user will be able to go out and encounter random Pokemon to capture. After encountering random Pokemon, users will be able to choose between the options of attack, potion, catch, and run. Attack will have the user's Pokemon attack first, followed by enemy attack. Potion, that's limited to 3 uses, will allow the user's Pokemon to heal a set amount, and the enemy will attack afterwards. And when the user believes that the enemy is weakened to a state of being able to be captured, the user may attempt to catch the enemy Pokemon. An attempt will be made that will either succeed and add the enemy Pokemon to your roster, or it will fail and the enemy Pokemon will attack in retaliation again. Finally, the option to run is also allowed, and if successful, you will escape the enemy Pokemon. If unsuccessful, your Pokemon dies and you lose the game. I'm just kidding. You get attacked by the enemy Pokemon. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and test it out. One of the issues that I was running into was I run everything on dark mode, and I guess the CSS that I had like messes with it so that like buttons don't show when I chose like the dark option. But anyways, there's like a sign up and we can do demo at .com. Password can be password. So like I promised, you get Pikachu to start. and we also have an option on the My Pokemon screen that if you release a Pokemon, it sets them free to the wild, and just like the original game, they're gone. You don't have them anymore. But you cannot get rid of your best friend Pikachu. Okay. And also after the last few days, I actually did manage to make it so that you can, after you catch a Pokemon, you can swap it to your active Pokemon, so you can use that instead. Originally I had it like in order to have a working product, it was like you could only use Pikachu, you could only battle, the default Pokemon, and then as I went on, I added like more functionality. Now you can battle random Pokemon. Now you can choose like your own Pokemon from your roster, which is I'll talk on that later. I'm sure people just want to see it work. So I don't know if you guys missed that, but up here, start out, you click to generate a random Pokemon shows up, and you have like all of these different options. You can fight, push, and catch, run, like I said. When you fight, your Pikachu will attack, and then the enemy will attack. And it just take turns based on, a random number generator. If you find yourself in a situation that, oh no, I'm now 69 HP or I'm now 68 HP versus Ghastly's 69 HP, better heal, you can heal, but then of course that's your move, and then the enemy Pokemon will make a move as well. One of the issues that I did run into when I was testing it out was if you had HP that was high, like, so potion heals for 20 HP, I could actually go above the HP counter, which is kind of lame, but fixed it so that it goes to 100. If you try to catch the Pokemon and it's not catchable, oh, that was not supposed to show up yet. I'll have to fix that later. But yeah, it'll break free and then it will attack you for a certain amount of damage. Speed it up a little bit and we'll try to catch the Pokemon. I don't know why that broke. I don't know why it's attacking randomly while it's inside the Pokeball. But yeah, so we were able to capture the Pokemon, and now I have a Ghastly inside of my Pokemon roster. I can set it to my active, and when I go to catch Pokemon, now he is my active Pokemon. And if I say I don't want him anymore, I'll release him, and he is no longer one of my Pokemon, and I'll have to set my Pikachu back to my active, and there he is. I guess I'll talk a little bit about difficulties, since that was in the thing. Like I mentioned earlier, like implementing new like features when it comes to like being able to use different Pokemon, be able to encounter different Pokemon. I've played games a lot in my past, and I've been on the one side of the consumer where you get like angry when a game developer releases a patch and then like bugs appear and stuff, and you're like, oh, this would be a super cool patch if you didn't release like 5 bugs at the same exact time. But now I understand, because it's like I have a default way that it's supposed to work, and now I want to like add new functionalities, but if I don't update it every like little step along the way to have it like change from being able to only have one Pokemon and then to like swap Pokemons, like it all falls apart and you have to like go to each step, and that was kind of took up a lot of time. But yeah, that's basically it.
That's awesome. What were the APIs that you used for this? I'm assuming they
Yeah, the Poke API first of all, and I used the noun API just to generate the Pokeball. I spent a lot of time on like actually making the simulation work, so I kind of was like, here's a little, for the requirements, take a Pokeball.
Makes sense. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, actually, for your models, like what are your models look like? What do they look like?
Oh, yeah, they're super simple. Basically we have like the users and then the models are let me see. Sorry. I say they're simple and then I forget. Yeah, it's basically just the database of the Pokemon that you own. It goes to the Poke API when it generates a random Pokemon, but it will save in the models like the name, the image link to display in the in your Pokemon database or your Pokédex, and it'll save you the Poke ID so that when you swap Pokemon, you can use the Poke ID to go to the Poke API like really easily and generate the sprites that you need.
Awesome. Cool, thank you.
Sid, it will not be in the App Store. I was warned about putting this up so I don't get sued.
Yeah, Nintendo's lawyers are notoriously litigious, as lawyers always are, but Nintendo as a company will destroy your life.
That's good to know. Awesome, thank you, Eric.
Yep.
Anthony, you're up next.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So I made a e-commerce website for selling items in my in-game inventory in the game Path of Exile. So there's no like auction house in the game, so most of the like trading is done by whispering with each other, like direct messages. And there is a website that the developers for the game made that you can purchase and sell items on, but it's kind of like convoluted. So I wanted a simpler one that was just for my inventory. Nothing works until you sign in or create an account. So you can create an account. I forgot what I just typed. Whatever, I'll use mine. Oh my gosh. I don't remember my password. demo@demo.com. 2. I did it. So you can search live like items that are in your inventory right now by going to like you set the specific league. So like there's multiple leagues in the game. The current league is Sanctum. It does an API call to the the private API that you have to request access for. And then it gives you all of your stash tabs. So I can do my standard league, gives me all of my stash tabs, and then all my items in my stash tabs. And then I can like view details about my items. This reaches out to a third-party Path of Exile community API that tracks like the value of items. And I wanted to create like a kind of like a stock spark line that shows like how it's went up and down in value, but I didn't actually finish that. So I can add that to my cart. It's in my cart now. I can, add other stuff to my cart. It lists the price that I have it listed for in the game. And that's the live tab browser. Because I was getting like rate limiting and stuff. You can also browse by category, where it repetitively does an API call and adds items to my models based on the category of the item. And then instead of sorted by tabs, it's sorted by the category of the item. So like now I can go to my gear, I can, add stuff to my cart. And then have the stuff in my cart. And then in order to actually complete the trade, you like scroll to the bottom of the cart item and you copy this message and you paste that in game and it will send a message to me. And I can invite you and initiate the trade. And I can also delete stuff from the cart. And that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. Are you thinking of doing like an entire cart message where like it's like a pile
Yes.
message for all the items? Yeah,
Yeah, I should do that. I didn't get to it yet.
that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
What are the APIs that you were using for this?
So it's the official Path of Exile like game API, and then there's a third-party API that the community made called PoE Ninja for tracking the values.
Nice, awesome. And what are the resources that you're creating? So I know you're adding the items to the cart.
So in my models, I have a user. I also have, so when that loading screen popped up for categories, what it's doing is adding items to the specific category model so that whenever I have these are my models. So each category is a model.
Oh, I don't think you're sharing your screen anymore.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
So each of these is a model
Mhm.
because whenever I do this call, it refreshes the database by model and adds the items that are currently in my stash tab to their correct category model.
Nice.
And then that's what's displayed here.
That's awesome. Are the models pretty much like they have the same structure, they're just named different, or do they have different structure?
Yes, except for I have like the app user, and then I have the details model is a different one for whenever I want to look at a specific item's like details.
Nice. Awesome, thank you.
Mhm.
Super cool. Any questions? No. All right. Mariko, you're up next.
Is it sharing?
Yeah.
So I didn't get too far into all the pages and stuff. I was getting really caught up on like the REST framework, the routes, the React Router 6 and all that, but this is to be the homepage where right here would be a game database, like a bunch of cards should be laid out, kind of what you see here.
Mhm.
A bunch of games, and then this nav bar that they had, I tried just replicating as best as I could off just looking at it, and that's where I learned a bunch of CSS stuff. But this save game should take you to where all of the games you would save if you were able to do that feature. You'd save like Call of Duty 4 or something, and then you could save that to your maybe favorite games or something, and see more details on it. And then for the login feature, it's an off canvas, which was annoying, and then another off canvas nested inside of that. And so this took me a lot of time too. And then all this data does get sent to sign in, but unfortunately I don't have the auth tokens and all that stuff set up yet. But hopefully this will be coming in soon. And then on the left side where Crazy Games has their indentation, it would do the exact same thing with a pop-up, and then hopefully this could filter like how they filter theirs. And then if I could add that, that'd be cool too. A little rattle. You guys couldn't, I don't think you guys can hear it, but it's like making a noise too. This icon's shaking. That's pretty much all I have for mine so far.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah, how do I end this?
Stop share, yeah. There. Awesome. Let me see. Okay. I'm thinking, hold on, let me pause the recording.